The following video is for both right-hand and left-hand rotation 4.2 liter 30-inch model units. Open the Gearcase kit and confirm all of the contents using the supplied lower unit setup manual. A 30-inch kit will come with a 5-inch extension housing and 6 long stud bolts included in the parts kit. The Gearcase serial number is located under the cap or trim tab area. If there is a letter L stamped under the serial number, this indicates it is a left-hand or counter-rotation unit. Be sure to record the Gearcase serial number for registration purposes. Before proceeding, be sure you have the proper tools, sealants, and lubricants handy. Refer to the lower unit setup manual for a list of these items. The Gearcase should be mounted in an upright position in a secure manner. A lower unit stand is preferable. Ensure the Gearcase is in the neutral position by turning the prop shaft. Use shift rod push arm special tool to rotate the shift rod to neutral if necessary. Using Yamaha gasket maker, apply a very light bead to the Gearcase flange. Obtain 2 dowel pins from the parts kit and install them into the appropriate locations on the Gearcase. It may be necessary to lightly tap the dowel pins in order to properly seat them. Install the extension housing onto the Gearcase. Obtain rubber seal from parts kit. Apply Yamalube marine grease to the outside of the seal and install into the extension housing until it is fully seated. Apply Yamalube marine grease to the inside of the water pump housing grommet. Insert the water pipe through the seal until it seats into the water pump grommet. Confirm the water pipe is completely seated in the water pump housing. Obtain the hose nipple and O-ring from the parts kit. Apply Quick Sticks 561 or Loctite 572 to the threads of the hose nipple. Install the nipple into the extension housing using a 10 mm wrench to the height shown, measuring from the top of the nipple to the flange of the extension housing. Apply Yamalube marine grease to the nipple O-ring. Using Yamalube marine grease, lightly coat the shift shaft splines. Using WR grease number 2, lightly coat the drive shaft splines. Obtain 2 dowel pins from the parts kit and install them into the appropriate locations on the extension housing. It may be necessary to lightly tap the dowel pins in order to seat them. Using Yamaha gasket maker, apply a very light bead to the extension housing flange. The engine should be mounted on the boat or a suitable engine stand and tilted to the appropriate angle for ease of installation. For the 30-inch models, there will be 6 stud bolts in the kit. One end of the stud has a shorter thread length. Apply Quick Sticks 561 or Loctite 572 to the shorter threads and install into the exhaust housing. Install 2 nuts to the stud and lock them together. Please note, do not use the Gearcase mounting nuts supplied in the kit for this step. Torque the stud bolts to 17 foot-pounds and verify that no stud threads are exposed at the exhaust housing. Carry out these installation steps on all the remaining stud bolts. Obtain plastic water pipe from the parts kit and apply Yamaha marine grease to the inside of the pipe and install it onto the water tube located in the exhaust housing. Confirm the water tube is completely seated in the exhaust housing. Ensure the shift rod actuator on the engine is in the neutral position. Install the Gearcase assembly onto the exhaust housing. It may be necessary to have someone rotate the flywheel clockwise using the flywheel holder or a lifting eye to aid in aligning the driveshaft splines into the crankshaft. Ensure that the shift shaft in the exhaust housing aligns with the shift rod in the Gearcase, and that the water pipe in the exhaust housing is properly aligned with the water pipe in the extension housing. These steps are critical for the correct operation of the shifting and cooling systems on this engine. The Gearcase should be installed flush against the housing before installing the mounting nuts. Do not use the mounting nuts to seat the Gearcase. Apply Quick Sticks 561 or Loctite 572 to all of the Gearcase mounting stud threads. Install the mounting washers and nuts and torque to 35 foot-pounds. Apply Quick Sticks 561 or Loctite 572 to the Gearcase mounting bolts. Install and torque to 35 foot-pounds. Install the trim tab in the lower unit and torque to 31 foot-pounds. Then install the rubber plug. Only 4.2 liter right-hand rotation kits will contain a speed sensor. Obtain the speed sensor and the adapter from the parts kit. Secure the adapter into a vise or suitable holding fixture. Thread the speed sensor into the adapter and torque to 13 foot-pounds. Install the hose onto the adapter nipple and secure with a plastic tie. Locate the speed sensor harness inside the rear of the engine lower cowling. The harness is identified with white tape with a black S. Plug the harness connector into the speed sensor. Using the mounting bolt, secure the adapter speed sensor assembly to the lower cowling. Torque bolt to 72 inch-pounds. Locate the speedometer hose and nipple fitting inside the port lower cowling. Using diagonal pliers, trim off the end of the nipple fitting. Route the hose from the adapter speed sensor to the speedometer hose and nipple, cut to the proper length as needed. Install hose onto the speedometer nipple fitting and secure with a plastic tie. With the key on and the engine off, verify proper shift operation using the control box. It may be necessary to rotate the prop shaft to fully engage all shifting. If the unit fails to shift into any gear, it is possible that the shift rod was not aligned properly during installation. Remove the Gearcase and confirm alignment. With engine running, verify water pump operation, that water is flowing from the overboard indicator after a short delay. Overall Gearcase operation should be smooth and quiet, no knocking or abnormal sounds.